the 20-second rule to make things easier to accomplish. Welcome to Savvy, where we have lots of practical wisdom to share. Hey, don't forget to hit the like button below, and while you're at it, subscribe and hit that notification bell for more advice here at Savvy. All of us have a tendency to get lazy, right? It's part of our nature. What if I tell you there's a solution to get around the laziness pit you find yourself getting sucked into most of the time? There are countless ways out there to beat the lazy days, but let's focus on the 20-second rule, and let's break it down into easy-to-follow steps in this video. First, what is this 20-second rule? It's from the author Shawn Achor from his book, The Happiness Advantage. So how did he come up with it? One day, Shawn took it upon himself to seriously practice his guitar skills and cut on his lousy behavior of jumping onto the couch and ending up watching the television most of the day. He promised himself to really pick up his guitar from its case in his closet, but never got around to doing it. Instead, he noticed that he just kept on promising himself the same thing day after day without any results. It's true what they say, getting started is the hard part. Finally, he was able to cross his room and open his closet and get the guitar case and actually hold his guitar. From there, he asked himself, what's so hard about getting my guitar and starting practicing? Well, the answer hit him. It was tedious for him to cross the room, open his closet, and get the guitar case before being able to get a hold of his guitar. We humans let those tedious parts be enough to just let our goals be promised tomorrow until it's never done at all. He identified these tedious parts as activation energies. Now on the flip side, he assessed why he was able to easily slouch on the couch and waste the day away watching television. He realized that the activation energy it took to turn the TV on is less than the activation energy it took to get his guitar. The simple solution: turn things around by increasing the activation energy of turning the TV on and decreasing the activation energy on getting his guitar. This is the essence of the 20-second rule. In context, it's like adding 20 seconds to the process of turning the TV on and getting 20 seconds off retrieving his guitar. In reality, it's not just 20 seconds, but the idea stuck. To increase activation energy on his bad habit, Shawn took out the batteries of his TV remote and put them in a drawer in the next room. To decrease the activation energy on the good habit he wants to practice, he took out his guitar and situated it safely in his living room. The next time he enters his living room to do his default habit of turning on the TV, he would instead pick up his guitar because it would take a little more time to go to the next room for the TV remote's batteries than it is to practice some riffs. Even better is that he gets to remember his promise to himself and actually work on it. To follow the 20-second rule, here's a breakdown to guide you on this trick. First, have a goal. In order to beat laziness, have a goal in mind to beat the bad habit out of your lifestyle. It could be as simple as getting to exercise for 30 minutes a day instead of indulging in a computer game, or a bigger goal like trying to form six-packs in a limited span of time. While having a goal in mind, understand the factor the environment plays in your goals. Based on the examples we had earlier, what kinds of environments were they in? Shawn's TV watching behavior is set in the living room, so he made sure to build his goals around it by placing the guitar in the living room as well. Second, admit to your default behaviors. When you get home and have some free time, what does your body resort to doing without much thought to it? Your answer would be what's called a default behavior. If it's bad, like opening your phone, without any important reason to, then attack it and replace it. If it's good like meditating, then continue on. As a harmless exercise, try to identify your default behaviors every day and see if they're beneficial or not. Ask yourself questions like, when I have the weekends all to myself without any plans, what do I end up doing? Or, during my free time, before bed, what do I use my time with? You'd be surprised by the normalcy of the answers, and at the same time, by the impact it has on your overall usage of time. Third, assess the activation energies of both good and bad habit. To effectively carry out your goals, be realistic about the activation energies of the good behavior you're trying to build and of the bad one you're trying to replace. Remember that 20 seconds is not an absolute number, but merely a guide. The activation energies can be as long as minutes or hours. The point is to utilize your energy for a more useful practice than to throw it away doing nothing or doing life-draining stuff. Fourth, get started. There's no other way to say this, but you have to get started to know if your plan works or not. Is the 20-second rule working, or does it need improvements? Again, the only way to know is to get started. Before we get to the last bit, share with us the goal you have been meaning to reach, but keep getting sidetracked from achieving. Tell us in the comments, as we'd like to know. Fifth, compromise if necessary. In this case, if your first try doesn't work, find ways to revise it or compromise if you have to. For example, let's go back to the computer game example. If your exercise guide is accessible through your personal computer, in order to really avoid falling into the trap of playing computer games, make a separate user in the login instead. This way, when you log into your computer, you get to access the ones intended for your workout and would have no trouble crossing paths with any computer games. Life is too short to be living your days disappointing yourself with false promises and indulging in meaningless habits. Make sure to be honest with yourself, and when you are serious about good changes, trying this 20-second rule won't hurt. Remember, if Sean didn't honestly self-assess and followed his 20-second rule, he may be able to catch up on his favorite TV show that he could rewatch anytime. But he won't be able to make himself proud and will end up disappointed day by day. Well, that is enough practical wisdom for today. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up below. We will be posting 4 to 5 videos per week. So click the subscribe button and that notification bell to be notified of our new videos weekly. Thanks everyone, and see you in the next video. Ciao ciao!